I've been thinking a lot about where the starting zone for World of Warcraft Midnight might be, and how it could all begin. We know we're heading back to Quel'Thalas, but what if the journey doesn't begin in Silvermoon or the Ghostlands, but right at the heart of Elven power? The Isle of Quel'Danas, home to the legendary Sunwell, might be the very first place we step into at launch. And with Blizzard teasing a major confrontation with the Void, this might not just be a theory, it might be a glimpse into how Midnight begins. Today, let's dive into why Quel'Danas makes perfect sense as the starting zone, from both a lore and gameplay perspective, and how it could set the tone for what might be the darkest expansion WoW has ever seen. Let's start with the lore. Quel'Danas is a small island off the northern coast of the Eastern Kingdoms. It's home to the Sunwell, a powerful magical well that has sustained the Blood Elves for generations. It was corrupted by Arthas during his invasion, and later reignited using the essence of Muru, a fallen Naru, at the end of the Burning Crusade. Now the Sunwell stands as a magical powder keg, glowing with immense energy. And in Midnight, that energy might be tampered by the Void, as it could claw its way in. So really, what better place to start the expansion than at the one location where so much raw power is located? And from a gameplay standpoint, starting here is more than just dramatic, it's smart. Quel'Danas is just a short flight away from Silvermoon, the Ghostlands, and Zul'Aman, three major zones that are almost certain to play key roles in Midnight. Starting on the island creates a natural narrative bridge into the wider Quel'Thalas region. And right away, my theory is that bridge is shattered by a sudden, coordinated void incursion. The intro experience could begin mid crisis, dark tendrils erupting beneath the Sunwell Plateau, twisting the land and overwhelming the island's defenders. You, the player, alongside a coalition of Blood Elf and Void Elf NPCs, are thrown into the chaos, desperately trying to hold the breach long enough to evacuate civilians and stabilize failing leyline anchors. Players might race to reactivate ancient defenses, seal rifts leaking volatile void energy, or protect sacred relics hunted by faceless horrors. We're not just witnessing a disaster, we're trying to stop a full collapse. This wouldn't just be a battle, it would be the spark that ignites the entire expansion. But beyond geography and spectacle, this opening sets the emotional stakes. After the opening experience players have with the Void Invasion, Quel'Danas wouldn't fade into the background. It would evolve into one of the core hubs of Midnight, both narratively and mechanically. We'd return to the island again and again, not just to battle back waves of corruption, but to reclaim lost territory, rebuild magical defenses, and restore the Sunwell's failing wards. Scattered across the shattered plateau, players might discover ancient elven relics, forgotten vaults, or newly exposed rifts leaking new void essence into the land. Each visit could bring fresh challenges, sudden surges of newly formed void activity, leyline disruptions tearing at the fabric of reality, or long-buried secrets from Quel'Thalas' history, now warped by time, trauma, and the creeping influence of the Void. Magisters Terrace, nestled on the island itself, once a proud bastion of Blood Elf authority, could reopen as a reimagined dungeon, fully retuned to match Midnight's darker tone and looming threats. I could see Blizzard reimagining the dungeon with bosses like Blood Elf Warlocks still clinging to the dying embers of Fel magic from the Burning Crusade era, Void corrupted Magisters with their minds shattered by the Sunwell's unstable resonance, or twisted manifestations of the Sunwell's own essence, unstable fusions of light and void shaped into monstrous forms. Another idea that I've been thinking about too is what if Quel'Danas becomes one of the player's central hubs of the expansion? Picture a newly forged faction rising atop the ruins, a majestic stronghold where crystalline towers pulse with radiant light, even as ominous void storms churn overhead, threatening to unravel it all. Elven priests kneel within glowing wards, chanting to hold the lines of reality together. Around them, class trainers, crafting halls, portals, and vendors form a busy, functional player space. New reputation factions and ongoing story arcs evolve from the outskirts, maybe even featuring weekly quest rotations tied to light, void, or the shifting balance between. It wouldn't just be a base, it would be a living frontline visually and narratively pulled in opposite directions. A place where ideologies clash, and every event or storyline nudges the zone closer to salvation or collapse. And the beauty is, the foundation is already there. Blizzard could transform Quel'Danas into a dynamic warfront, blending campaign progression, open world objectives, dungeon entry points, and evolving lore into one unforgettable hub. A sanctuary forged in chaos, a frontline threatened from within, and a symbol of everything Midnight stands for. So, what do you guys think? Could Midnight really begin on the Isle of Quel'Danas? Is the Sunwell the catalyst to start the expansion? Or is Blizzard about to take us somewhere else even darker? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd love to hear your theories. And thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more of my WoW theories and deep dives. And until next time, it's me, Mook.